Hi everybody! So I chose to teach this particular lesson because besides the fundamental accounting principles, I think that journal entries are an important element in the accounting cycle. Actually, I know they are an important part of the accounting cycle. Well, how important can they be, right? Take the company, the former company WorldCom, for example. They were a telecommunications company. WorldCom used fraudulent journal entries to inflate its earnings by over $11 billion. That's about, 24.5 million iPads, or that's 16 times Albert Pujols' salary. And for the ladies, that's about 11 million Louis Vuitton bags. So you can see how incorrect and fraudulent journal entries can have a big effect on the ending result for a company. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our introduction to journal entries, so debits and credits. We're going to review what assets and liabilities are, and we're going to look at how assets and liabilities affect T accounts. Next, I'm going to give the students some journal entry examples, actually a lot of journal entry examples to show them, how debits and credits affect the different accounts, like cash, accounts receivable, purchases, and every different kinds of accounts. Next, we're going to do our Monopoly activity, in which the students are going to play their Monopoly game, keep record of the transactions, and journalize the transactions into entries. And finally, we're going to close out the lesson with our independent practice worksheet, and all that's going to be is a sort of review and a let me know how you're doing kind of worksheet for the student. Since we'll be playing the game of Monopoly to mimic our accounting transactions, I think that students will be more excited in relation to using the standard textbook and the standard working out just any old accounting transaction. I think this is more fun for them to learn how to do journal entries. I think that students will be able to connect to this also because as owners of property in the Monopoly game, they're going to see that it's really vital to your company or to your business that keeping a detailed journal of transactions and like sales and purchases of property, is really important because you want to ensure that you have an accurate account of your assets. And in addition, how companies keep their financials, it affects us all as customers and as stakeholders in the company. And to really keep students focused on the lesson, I'm going to utilize these life happens cards while they're playing the game. So I'm going to be walking around dealing out these life happens cards, and they have transactions like you buy a new car, or you have to pay student loans, or you get a gift. And I'm going to ask them to either, traditionally write out the journal entry or verbalize the journal entry on the spot. And what I'm hoping this is going to do is it's going to keep the students on their toes, making sure that they, keep up with their journal entries during the game. Because if they're actively doing those journal entries, doing the journal entries from Life Happens should be no problem because they're going to be relatively similar. In addition to the Life Happens cards, the independent practice worksheet that I'm going to give the students following the Monopoly activity is going to let me know if the students have learned specific journal entries. How I'm going to evaluate their Monopoly lesson is after every class that we play Monopoly, I'm going to ask the students to turn in their journals, and I'm going to reference their journal entries to the transactions they should be taking note of. And I'm just going to look, make comments if I think that they could have used another account or if their debits and their credits are switched around. And also we're going to have periodic reviews, so like mid-semester, we're going to do mid-semester financial statements and end of the year or end of the semester financial statements, and I'll review those then, and the students will have a chance to put all that information together into one overall statement. Also, the instructional worksheet, I'm just going to grade it, on completeness. That'll show me if I needed to give more time or if I needed to go over the lesson better. And also on the number of problems they get correct. If a lot of students, are having difficulty with depreciation journal entries, I'll be able to tell from the independent practice worksheet, and then I can just go over it, use that to let me know what I need to go over more in the next class. I definitely foresee that, some students will have issues with the journal entries because some journal entries are just, complicated. They're multi-step journal entries, and some students are just going to have problems with the journal entries during the game. However, I think that this pressure mimics the pressure that students will feel in the real business world when if they enter the accounting field. Time is also of a concern to me because I don't know if 25 to 30 minutes is enough time to play the Monopoly game, but I think that if we're going to be playing this game weekly, maybe once a week, until the end of the semester, I think that, that should be adequate time. I don't want to have them spend too much time playing Monopoly while we could be learning something else that's vital to the accounting process. So please go ahead, critique my lesson plan and let me know how I can improve.